Give me 1 second. We will continue from shloka number 19. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Gita, chapter number 2, text number 19. Yaenam veti hantaram nischainam manyate hatam. Bhutana vijanita nayam hante na hanyate. Translation purport given by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Neither he who thinks that the living entity is a slayer, nor he who thinks it slain is in knowledge. For the self slays not, nor is slain. Purport. When an embodied living entity is hurt by fatal weapons, it is to be known that the living entity within the body is not killed. The spirit soul is so small that it is impossible to kill him by any material weapon, as will be evident from subsequent verses. Nor is the living entity killable because of his spiritual constitution. What is killed or is supposed to be killed is the body only. This, however, does not at all encourage killing of the body. The Vedic injunction is Ma himsayat sarva bhutane, never commit violence to anyone. Nor does understanding that the living entity is not killed encourage animal slaughter. Killing the body or anyone without authority is abominable and is punishable by the law of the state, as well as by the law of Lord. Arjuna, however, is being engaged in killing for the principle of religion and not whimsically. Omagyanatimirandasya jnananjanashalakaya chakshurmilitam vena tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadhamyam Dadati Swapadhantikam Panchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashari Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam, pangam langayate giram, kripa tamaham Shri Guru Dinataram. Hare Krishna. So, today we'll be continuing our discussion on the importance of how the soul has to be perceived. So our understanding in this world should be very clear. What is that should be clear? No matter where we are, which situation we've been kept in, we should always have a clarity. Clarity in what? Clarity in seeing the truth. Now a question will be asked by seeing this particular shloka. Question is coming. The question is, how come Archana has been given the authority to kill? Why not everyone is being given that opportunity? Why is the Supreme Lord recommending Arjuna to do those things? To do the process of killing. How is that? How do we understand that this process of killing is authorized only to certain set of people or not to everyone? Why and how this activity is being driven or shown? So we should understand that. No doubt the body is temporary. No doubt bodily actions, activities, not having right consciousness will yield so many unwanted things. It's pretty clear. But how is only certain set of people were been given? Prabhupada is mentioning here. Is mentioning that the dharma has to be followed and then that dharma should be authorized. Now everyone has their own prescribed duties. As a Kshatriya, Arjuna has his own prescribed duties. Through our awareness, through our perceptions, every jiva has been given. Every jiva has been given a prescribed duty to perform. Based on his intelligence, based on his acceptance, based on his nature. Because every person's nature is not same. Just like every person cannot become a teacher, because every person cannot become an engineer, or every person cannot become a scientist. It all depends from an individual to individual. Likewise, prescribed duties are also being given to only certain set of people. You don't see Krishna telling everyone, "Oh, come, kill this person and this." Krishna only told to Arjuna because that's his nature. Krishna is not telling Duryodhana, "Oh, come and kill." He's not telling. Actually, he's telling Duryodhana to stop, but he's not stopping. But he's not telling Arjuna to stop. Rather, he's telling Arjuna to fight. Means two individuals, different instructions. One individual has one, the other individual has something else. Why? Because of his nature, because of his situation, because of his time, place, and circumstances. That means who has to assess that? That means a person who is actually following the truth to the core of his heart, a person who knows the truth as is, in toto, a person who is actually following the words of the acharyas without any ulterior motive. That person can see things clearly. That person is called as the spiritual master. Now one should be very fortunate to have that. We have those personalities in our lives because through them only we can really perceive or really understand what is dharma, what I should do, what I should not do. Later, what is I'll tell another important aspect. Even though if you are practicing Krishna consciousness, if you do not have proper prescribed duties in our life to actually lead, that means that prescribed duty should actually help us to advance in Krishna consciousness. If that is not helping us to advance in Krishna consciousness, that means dharmasya tattvam nihitanga. Dharmas swanashvita punsam mitrakshana kathasya. Notpadete shrama eva kevalam. That means it will be a shrama. What will be shrama? Whatever we are doing will be shrama. How and why it will become shrama? Shrama means it will be a burden. How certain thing will be shrama when that certain things will actually be shrama. We need to understand that. If that is not allowing us to do our prescribed duties, and then that prescribed duties is not prescribed duties are not allowing us to participate in the process of Shravana and Kirtana, and that Shravana and Kirtana is not helping us to make advancement in Krishna consciousness, then whatever we are doing is not the right thing. It means there is some problem. That means there is some problem. That means the prescribed duties have to be given to us. I remember Krishna Master telling us very nicely that how prescribed duties do actually help us to advance in the science of Krishna consciousness. See, to have a desire to advance in Krishna consciousness is also part of a great association. One will never get that desire also, that I need to advance in Krishna consciousness. I need to make progress in the science of Krishna consciousness. I need to make my life perfect through the science of Krishna consciousness, because only through that association you will understand that this is very important. For example, if you are hearing something that is important, as per not, for example, I can tell so many other things are also important, like like sleeping more, eating more, or doing other activities, or browsing more, checking unwanted things, which is not necessary for you. When we are doing all of those things, because who and when these things will come, when our prescribed duties are not strong. Please understand. When our real dharma is not been done in the right way, then what happens is unwanted things come. When this unwanted thing come, then the real thing is missing. So that is the whole point, right? That is the reason why Duryodhana was been told not to fight, and Arjuna was been told to fight. But here, a very interesting thing is both are not doing what they are supposed to do. That is the whole point of this discussion. Otherwise, there is no discussion. See, if you are all pure, if you are all perfect, then we hear Krishna consciousness to take more, this science more. But when this process is not telling us this, but rather it is telling us something else, then that is all. Please understand. So that is the whole idea actually. What is the whole idea? The whole point, the whole idea is actually to come to really understand our prescriptivities and then make the best of it. Make the best out of it. Because if our prescribed duties are actually helping us, then that is great. That means our association should be in that way. Because we associate with so many things day to day, every day, since morning to night. We get to meet so many people. We get to associate with them. We try to talk to them, try to discuss. But all of those things, generally, they don't give that inspiration to take up this science, because our dealing is exactly with this world. So this material world is a lot of uncertainties. We don't, we cannot tell that, oh, today is like this, tomorrow it will be like this. No, it will not be like this. Just like today, your husband started hearing, it doesn't mean that tomorrow also he will hear. It's like your wife made a nice preparation today. She might not be doing anything tomorrow. We don't know. We have no idea. We cannot be adjusted in that state. Today, a lot of devotees did not eat pressure because there's no pressure. They understand the gravity of the situation. So one should actually adjust to the situations and circumstances which are actually coming in our life. Oh, that will not stay like this forever. Duryodhana was like that. What was his intention? His intention was to get the kingdom. But he was fixed up in that. We should always think about this, dear devotees. See, materially only, so many people in this world, they get absorbed in so many situations and circumstances, and then they're so much fixed up in that to do. Now, why that fixed up nature doesn't come in Krishna consciousness? Why that doesn't come in spiritual process or in our consciousness? Why that doesn't manifest? It's an important question, right? Arjuna was also asking similar question. How come I'm in this state of anxiety? Even though I don't want to fight, even though I want to leave everything, still why is this Why is this I'm kept in this particular state? I could have just left this everything, but my heart is not accepting that also. Oh, Arjuna could have leave everything. He could have left everything. He could have left Krishna as is wherever he is. He would have went back. But his heart is also not accepting that. Or he doesn't want to fight also. He doesn't want to engage in that also. He says, I don't want kingdom also. That means outright, what is he doing? He's outright is rejecting the prescribed duty also. For what? For another desire which he has. He doesn't want to fight. This is a connection with his family members. Generally, this thing do happen. Doesn't it happen to us? It happens. Closely observe. If we closely observe our situation, it does happen to us also. Please understand this. Not that this is happening only to these personalities or that personality or this person or that person. No, it happens to us. Please understand this, dear words. Our actions and activities are actually putting us in different situations. Not just husband and wife. We also change. We might be like this tomorrow. That doesn't mean that there's no guarantee that tomorrow will be like this. Because our consciousness can be changed. Our thought process is changed. Our hearing, our assessment, our analysis, they all change. Our priorities, they all change. Dude, what is there are so many other priorities in this world which actually take over the priority of Krishna consciousness. How is this one priority of becoming Krishna conscious is not being given the highest precedence? Why? Because of lack of taste in the process. If a sadhaka is not getting taste in the process, he cannot continue that. Please understand. The sadhaka is not getting taste. He should actually get that. Because taste is the source of everything. Taste means you are actually, it is a, it is not a dry process, but it is a dynamic process. Now, taste, how one should get taste. One time, Srila Prabhupada was been asked, Swamiji, I've been chanting Hare Krishna very sincerely, but I'm not getting taste. Oh, Prabhupada immediately said, oh, you're chanting because you are expecting taste out of it. Oh, that is why you're not getting taste. Because you're chanting just to get taste, just to get the taste. You're not actually chanting to chant. Because you're not actually chanting to really please the Lord, please his representatives. You're not grateful for that. Because you're not grateful because you've been given this. That means if I'm grateful for what I have been given this, I will not see that is this giving me happiness instantly or not. But rather through that gratefulness or through that gratitude, what we want to do is we want to do exactly what they're asking us to do, which is chant. That means we are actually chanting to please the Lord. That means when we are chanting to please the Lord and His representative, when we are chanting to please the spiritual master, Prabhupada is mentioning today, I was sharing the group, sharing the message of Srila Prabhupada in the group, which is telling, do not approach spiritual master just for some profit, just for some to become famous, or just for some expectation. Approach the spiritual master to know the truth. Listen from them to know the truth. Listen from them to understand the truth. It's a very profound thing. That means what is our intention behind those things is what matters. Because if my intention behind those things is not right, then our approach to that person is totally incorrect. We are approaching them, but that whole approach is itself incorrect. Because my vision through that approach is to get something from those personalities where those personalities are not supposed to give this to us. Please understand. Because those personalities are not here to give us ways to increase our wisdom, give us ways to increase our wealth, not wisdom. They're not for that. That means if I approach them for a wife or a child or to become a father or to become a mother, that's eventually if we have those things in our thing, those things will happen. Generally, just like we have this body, whatever it's supposed to be happened to this particular body, because all of those things are already predestined. To have a wife, to have a child, to have a wealth, to have home, all of these things are predestined here over. You don't have to worry that this is not there, that is not there. Whatever you're supposed to get, you'll get it. Now, why those things are actually happening like that? Because whatever we are destined, if we are supposed to get that, that means the situations to fulfill those destined things are also be laid into your life. For example, you're supposed to become an engineer. That means you'll be sent to a good school. That means Lord will be giving you good intelligence. Through that good intelligence, you'll get admitted into good schools, good colleges, eventually good company, and then you earn, and you become an engineer. That means those things are already destined. If I tell to the child that everything is already destined, means he will not study. Oh, Prabhu, as per your destiny, you will become an engineer. If I say like that, if you tell your son like that, he'll not study. The point is not to tell them like that. The point is to understand that those will be given to us. For example, let's say if a person stay in America is only for 4 5 years. He'll stay only for 4 5 years. He might strive so much to extend his H1B or do this, do that, but it will not happen. Because he's destined to stay there only for that 4 to 5 year period. I'm giving an example. But that person doesn't know what or how he's destined. That's why what he'll do, he'll try to do his best. That means what is right is to try and strive for that is best. No, 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 no. Whatever you're supposed to do, you're supposed to do that. But you shouldn't put a more focus or more energy on that. Because dharma swanasthita punsam vikshakshena kathasya. Because our prescribed duties are not helping us to practice Krishna consciousness or to take up the science of Shravana and Kirtana, then the prescribed duty is not helpful for us. Now, those kind of prescribed duties are recommended to be rejected. Just like Arjuna is rejecting to fight, rejecting the fight is not good for him. But for us, rejecting that is good. Why? Because if I get another job which is not that intense, then I'll use the other time to practice Shravana and Kirtana. Prescribed duties are there. But the prescribed duties, we should know when we should reject them, when we should accept them. That's why we should take guidance. Please understand this. This is important. So if we take right guidance, what happens is they'll tell us, oh, this prescribed duty is not good for you. Do this. This will be good for you. Then if we just do that, then what happens is then we come out of difficult state. Because what is happening, our time is engaged in doing Shravana and Kirtana. Now, through that Shravana and Kirtana, what is happening? Consciousness is improved. Just like Arjuna, through the process of hearing, what happened is before he said, I will not fight, but now, after the process of hearing from the Lord, he said, I will fight. Is it not changed? Earlier, he wanted to give up the prescribed duties, but now he is accepting the prescribed duties. Just like how Srila Prabhupada is mentioning in this shloka, he's telling, oh, no doubt the Atma is permanent. It cannot be killed or burnt. That doesn't mean that you go and kill all the bodies here. They're all temporary, right? All the bodies are temporary. Do we go and kill all the bodies? Papa says that is not right. Because that Atma supposed to be is destined to stay in that particular body for X number of years. The Atma should leave the body naturally or through whatever means the Atma has to come out of that particular body. In whatever way he is destined to come out of that body, he should do that, but we cannot intervene into that. Please understand, that is important. Oh, I cannot intervene and tell that, oh no, this your body is temporary. Let us remove this body. Oh, we cannot intervene like that. Likewise, there is a person is there. We cannot intervene into the person and tell that you cannot, you are not supposed to do this. You're supposed to do that. Or if you have a relation, that through the relation, if you really wanted to help that person, we can tell. But without any of those things, without any of those details, if you tell those things, it's a problem. I'm talking about this to the ordinary persons, general public in this world. One cannot intervene into other person's business. One should know his own prescribed duties. He should understand. He should follow. Should do. Move forward. He should not intervene into others. That's what he should do. But here, Arjuna was being given that special thing. He is a special devotee, na? Arjuna was being told that you should fight. This is authorized. Just like a military person is authorized to kill other country when they are attacking us, the military person is being given the charge to kill those persons. When the military person kills those personalities, because he is authorized by the government of India. That's why he's killing those personalities. And when he really kills and then wins the battle, he's been given a gold medal or Paramvir Chakra award or whatever, whatever award he's been given. No, he's not been sent to the jail because he killed those personalities. Even when that person is being sent to Yamaraj, the Yamaraj will not punish this person because this person has killed that person. Please understand. Because he's following his duty. Please understand. It's important. As this person is actually following his prescribed duty, he's doing his duty. But rather, Yamaraj will punish that person, the same military man, at the time of battle, he's not fighting, rather, he's actually disturbing others to do their duty. And then he's becoming an obstruction in the battle, then for that he'll be punished. That means he's supposed to kill, but he's not killing. For this, he'll be punished. Please understand. His duty, whatever his duty is there, he's not doing that. He's doing something else. For that, he'll be punished. Just like through the valuable human form of life, if we don't engage doing our prescribed duties in the process of Shravana and Kirtana and develop our Krishna consciousness, our natural relationship with the spiritual master and the Lord, whatever else we are doing, for that will be punished in the hellish planets. Why? Because we are not actually doing what we are supposed to do. Please understand this. Because we have to answer all of these questions. It's like in school of Christianity also, they say on the judgment day, they have this concept like judgment day. Judgment day means the day when the soul is actually leaving the body. So the judgment day they'll be asking, oh, okay, what have you done? Oh, based on that, they have this. They have hell and heaven. Heaven means the abode where Jesus is. Now hell means now their school is different. What is different? If you do not follow this, then you will go to hell. it's a it's a very narrow process. Actually, if you see, none of these religious schools which they teach the science of spirituality, they don't have this deep clarity which we have been received through our acharyas. None, dear devotees. I'll tell you, none of this process. You take it, the process of meditation, or you take it, the process of uh, impersonal liberation, take the process of realizing Paramatma, you take any of these processes, none of this process, they're actually pointing to the right thing. That means the process are pointing to something, but that something will not give the complete thing. The complete thing is actually given to us by our acharyas. Please understand, because this is epitome. Why? Why this is being kept on the top? Because this not only liberates from this material world, liberation is just like a byproduct. It's not only liberates from this material world, but develops the deepest relationship with the Lord, with Krishna and his associates. Actually, developing relationship with Krishna through his associates. Because we have, because in the spiritual world, wonderful associates of the Lord. So we serve the Lord through them. Just like we offer bhoga now, when we offer the bhoga, we actually give to the representative of the Lord, representative of Krishna, and requesting him to offer and submit it to the Lord. That means what is happening? The service to the Lord is happening, but the service to the Lord is happening through the chain of the Guru Parampara, through the master, through the teacher, through the spiritual master. That's how it is happening. Exactly this is there in the spiritual world. There are instances we serve the Lord directly, but actually the direct service to the Lord is actually given to us by his representatives. Because we actually serve them in the spiritual world. Sri Rupa Manjari Pada Emora Sampada. That Sri Rupa Manjari Pada Emora Sampada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati is telling, I want to take shelter of this wonderful personalities, the representatives of the Lord, the Manjiris. I want to take their dust. I want to serve them. That is my everything. Now he heard this prayer, and through this mode, he left his body. It's more intimate because he's that only. More intimate, more connection. Now he himself is a Manjari. He wants to serve another Manjari. That is his deepest desire. That is his deepest hankering. Dear devotees, now you can say, none of these things I see. No, no, no. You don't have to see anything to perceive them. Please understand. And this doesn't mean that when we are not seeing, doesn't mean that we are doing it blindly. No, no, no. This is the pure science. When you begin perceiving it, you actually experience them. Because the more we are connected in this channel, what happens is, at every step you want to serve someone or the other. Please understand. At every step we are actually serving our spiritual master only. Someone or the other means you're serving the spiritual master and his representatives. Representatives of the Lord. So when we understand this, is this not the perfection? This is perfection. This is not something else. Here, we are trying to develop a deepest core conception, deep relationship with them. Now that is the whole point why Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here that Arjuna cannot avoid this. Because his sambandha is intensifying through this fighting only, dear devotees. Please understand. Because his sambandha, his relationship is established through that prescribed duty only, through that service only. He has to kill. Through that killing, Krishna has to be pleased. Through that pleasing, the relationship has to be intensified. Through that way, they get the mercy. Just like our acharyas, when they give us the details to continue in the process of Krishna consciousness, and we do that, we are good. We don't have to create anything new. Just like Arjuna has been given to fight, we've been given what we're supposed to do. We should simply begin doing it wholeheartedly. Then that intensifies. Just like Arjuna's relationship intensified. Duryodhana has been told not to fight. If Duryodhana would have accepted that as is at that moment when Krishna told him, then that relationship with him would have been intensified. Please understand. That means for one person, doing one thing is intensifying. For other person, avoiding something is intensifying. Now, what is the core principle here? Whatever those authorities are telling, if you are just doing that, then that intensifies our relationship with those personalities. Please understand this. This is called as Tadvidhi Pranipatena Pariprashanasya. Pariprashana Sevaya. Pranipatena Pariprashana Sevaya. Approaching, inquiring, and service. Approaching, inquiring, and service. Through approaching, relationship is developed. Through inquiring, further relationship is intensified. Through service, the relationship strengthens. It will not be diluted, but it will be combined together, intensified. Through that intensification, one will realize that I am not this body, but a powerful spirit soul, part and parcel of the Lord. I have an eternal relationship with the Lord. And then my Acharya, my spiritual master, they are actually giving me that. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. Because I don't know how many lifetimes I've been here. Somehow, finally, they came to pick me up. And this is a way to show our gratitude to them. Now you tell me, can this all be done through merely sitting and then doing some meditation or some light? You tell me. Can this all be done through that process? Can this all be done through developing some knowledge, some jnana, quoting some slokas? Can all this be done by doing karma yoga? Hmm. How all of this is being done? Through bhakti. Hmm. Ananya chintayanta mam yajana paripasite. Tesam nityabhiyuktanam yoga kshemam vahamyaham. Krishna is telling, whoever does this, Ananyas Chintayanto, continuously meditate about me and my devotees. Yajana Pariyupasate. For them, I will give them the greatest shelter and protection. He is assuring that. Tesa Nityaviyuktanam Yoga Kshemam Mahamyam. Is clear, completely clear in that. He's not telling that, oh, I will give little little shelter or little protection. He's not telling I'll give 10% protection. He's telling full coverage. And the so-called full coverage of this world, in this world, the so-called home insurance or health insurance, they say full coverage, but they have some rules to be applied. For them, the full coverage is some restriction. This is material world, right? Now, no one can give full coverage. Tesam niktam yuktanam yoga kshemamah. I will give that. Because who can give in this world? Who is the source of this? Who is the root of this? Who is the chief engineer of this entire creation? That person can only give. No one else can give. Actually, if you see, none of the Devatas will proclaim like this. Do you see Brahmaji proclaiming this to Hiranyakashipu when Hiranyakashipu approached him? No, he did not. Brahma said, I myself am temporary. How can I give you something permanent? I am no existence fully. I myself am in that state. How can I give you something higher than what I can perceive or expect? No. No one can give. Can Indra give? No. Can Lord Shiva give? No. No one in this world can give that assurance. Please understand. Can Ganesh Maharaj give? No. No one can give. All these personalities are the representatives of the Lord, the representatives of Krishna. Yepianya devata vakta srijancha yaddayanvita. Tepimam eva konta yajanti avadipuraka. Yepianya devata vakta. Whoever is worshipping Devi Devatas. Not saying that. Krishna is telling, Krishna is not against that. Krishna is telling they are actually worshipping me only, but they are worshipping in an indirect way. He's telling they are worshipping me only, but they are worshipping in an indirect way. Dear devotees, through this indirect process, can we ever perceive or develop a relationship with that person? It's indirect. It's not direct. It's an indirect process. For example, you're working in an Apple or something like that. Can you develop a relationship with the CEO of the company? You don't. Because you work with your manager, you have a relationship with him. That too, the relationship is also not full-fledged, like at a surface level. You deal with them, just whatever they're supposed to tell in work, and then that's about it. You leave him. The moment you get a better job, you kind of show whatever you're supposed to show, and then you leave. That's it. You'll not speak to him again. Do you speak to him again? No. Doesn't mean that you worked with that person, you work in that company. Did you develop the relationship with that person? It's an indirect. You cannot develop with the person, with the root, the head of that person. No, we cannot. Likewise, this process of approaching Devi Devatas is also like that. Oh, this is also one kind of prescribed duty. Please understand. This is also that. This is also part of prescribed duty only. But this prescribed duty will not help us. Because this prescribed duty is not allowing us to deepen our consciousness as per the guidelines of the acharyas and as per the instructions of the spiritual master. It is not helping us in that way. Please understand that. That is the whole point why Krishna is pinpointing Arjuna to that state that you should fight. You have no other alternative. Now, he's not forcing again. Please understand. Lord is very, very soft-hearted. He will not force anyone. He'll tell, he will not force. It's not that kind of a person. Now, even if he's forcing, that will be out of relation with that particular person. That means Arjuna, Krishna
Krishna.
chastised Arjuna for a reason through that relation.
లేదు నాయిసే ప్రభు నాకు రావట్లేదు
No, the relation.
కొంచెం ఎండలో కూడా ఎక్కువ ఉంది.
This very important. The more we understand this, we want to come to that direct relation, not any indirect way.
అదే అదే
What is meditation? What is jnana? What is dhyana? What is karma? It's all indirect process. It's not like the direct process. The indirect process will actually tell us about the direct process, but it cannot give the taste which is happening or perceiving through the direct process. For this, we need to understand. The more we understand this, the more we can pursue. Right. I'll stop here. Anyone would like to add any questions or share anything? Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Oh, thank you so very much for the beautiful. Prabhu, am I audible, Prabhuji? Am I audible? Okay, thank you. So, beautiful message, Prabhuji, about the prescribed duty on what Krishna is saying. And so, Prabhu, I mean, practically, we are in Krishna consciousness now, like very early stage. But a devotee who is with the spiritual master, where spiritual master suggests the prescribed duty to follow, so that we continue and get, as you said, getting that taste in Krishna consciousness, so that we follow. And that is, yes, definitely fortunate souls who have. So going forward, now that we are in contact with the spiritual master, we hear. So the point you're saying is, from here, don't worry about what we have done until now. Check what is prescribed, what is best in my path of Krishna consciousness to do more sincerely. That's what going forward. Think about going forward, not what is in the past. Right, Prabhu? Is that Pariprashnaya Sevaya that you brought up is to check what is in our path going forward. Right, Prabhu? If I understood correctly.
Exactly, our prescribed duties should be dealt in that way only. One should be very clear in what he is doing, how he is doing, and what is he thinking, what is he doing, what is he willing. Yeah, yeah. What am I eating? What am I sleeping? What am I doing? What am I hearing? What am I working? How am I working? How are the results being maintained? What am I doing with the results? Everything has to be assessed. Everything. See, Amma, for all of this to happen, now we are seeing how important it is to develop a relationship. Right? If the relationship is not there, for example, there are 100 people who are hearing. Just giving an example. 100 people are hearing, 100 people will perceive the truth in 100 ways. Now that 100 ways, in that 100 ways, how many ways are correct? Now who has to assess that? Who has to tell that this is right? Just like at the school, children were being given exams. Why? To assess them, to assess their expertise. For the college, Nishita has to write exams. Now, whatever marks she got, based on that, she goes to that particular school. Do they take Nishita into their college without doing any assessments? No, it's not possible. They cannot do that. They will not do that also. Nobody will accept. Likewise, to go into a school for 4 years, they do a lot of assessment. Now, what to speak of a person who really wants to become Krishna conscious? How much he has to check that? How much he has to depend on that? So we should understand whatever we are doing now, is this really helping me? Is my life helping me to become Krishna conscious? Is my leading of life helping me to become Krishna conscious? Am I depending on the Lord? Am I depending on the words of my spiritual master? Am I leading my life according to that? Am I really genuine to take this process in that way? Just like Arjuna was also encouraging in the same way only. Arjuna is saying, I cannot fight. Krishna is telling you have to fight. Arjuna is asking, please clarify, give me clarity. Because when we ask that clarity, then they give us that. Then they say that, okay, develop relationship nicely. Then after that, you'll come in a state that you'll do whatever they're saying. That until that point, they will not tell anything. That means the sadhaka has to come. Sadhaka has to show. Sadhaka has to show that progress. All of those things should happen. Sadhaka has to reciprocate. When those things are happening, then they understand, yes, he's really sincere in taking this science. He's not, he's not, he's not doing it on a surface level, but he's actually going in. But through that, what is happening is, then they make progress. Then they say, you do this prescribed duty, this is your service. You continue this for the rest of your life. And through this service, you'll realize what's your real identity. This is all being done by the spiritual master in the background. You see how vital the process of Shravana through which we develop a deep relation. And then through that relation, we get a service. Through that service, we improve our consciousness. Through that improved consciousness, through the Lord's mercy, He will tell what's our state. See how many things have to be happened, have to be worked on in the background. And through this process, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsana have to be removed. Because through that only, we have, through Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsara only, we have so-called attachment with this word. That has to be removed. Then advancement, more and more advancement. That's what exactly happened to Arjuna. He's a great person. He's a great archer. Yeah, he was actually doing his prescribed duties very nicely. He's actually doing his prescribed duties nicely. But that kind of a person is telling, I cannot fight. Is it not difficult? It is difficult. That means he's been kept in a different state totally. What are we supposed to do in this world? What is our duty? How should I lead my life? How should I take care of my family? And how should I still practice Krishna consciousness? They all have to be addressed. Do I have time to chant my rounds? Do I have time to hear? Do I have time to read? Do I have time to take care of my children? Do I have time to work? All those things have to be assessed. How much is required? What is required? How much I should work? How much money is required? All this, the matter they count, they add. Because, for example, let's say I'm giving an example. Let's say if a person doesn't require so much money, but that person is still continuing to work. I'll tell a story. One time a king was telling his one person in kingdom that I'm giving you time from morning 6 to evening 6, 12 hours are there. You have to go, I'll give you a flag. You run, you walk, you take a horse, doesn't matter. You have to put that flag there and then you need to return to me before 6. If you return to me before 6, then whatever you covered this distance, it all belongs to you. That's what he said. How this person started walking, started Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Matsara, they come into the consciousness. Now, if you walk, you cannot cover much distance. You began running. He says, oh, This running is not helping me. Let me run more because I'll get more distance. I'll cover more. He 12 past, 12 past. He covered much of the distance. Now, if you turn now, then he'll reach his destination. He says, no, no, let me work for 2 more hours so that I'll get more. Started working for 2 more hours. He worked for 2 more hours. He said, mind told him, no, 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 work 1 more hour. You can do this. You'll run to your life. Let us run to the life. Let us run fast. Now he ran. Again, he started. And then finally he thought that, yes, now this is the time I need to turn back. He turned back, started running. Couldn't come. He left his body in between because he was running. He took no break. This is exactly happening in this material world. We need to understand where I need to put a mark, where I need to put a full stop to this, where I need to stop, and what I should do. This is what is required. And then this is not an individual thing. This is a team effort. Everyone should be in alliance to this. Everyone should be in that consciousness. If both husband and wife are in this state, then it is great. They both would accept. They both would understand, oh, this is what we have. I think this is sufficient for me. Let me turn back. Now, whatever that sufficiency, whenever that we realize that this is what is required, that is a game changer in our life. For this, spiritual master is required. That is a quotation also, today's quotation. Prabhupada is mentioning, one should approach spiritual master only for this. How do I advance in Krishna consciousness? Not for anything else. That is the whole point of approaching them. Otherwise, there is no point of approaching them. This you need to understand. And through that, when we turn, then whatever prescriptivities which they give us, if we take that as our life and soul, this is a perfection. But if we never turned, then that means it's like that person. We are rendered, we are lost in this world. Somebody should tell us. Otherwise, it's a problem actually. If nobody is telling us, it's a problem. You see how tricky the mind is. It's very tricky. It's not easy. A lot of people will say, oh, mind is very easy. Oh, who said mind is easy? It's tricky. It's difficult. So we should understand that. We should understand the gravity of this life. You remember last week, my cousin, he left. It's been a week now. That's it. It's gone. 1 more week, 2 more weeks, 3 more weeks, 1 month, 2 months, we'll forget him. This is exactly going to happen to us also. We work very hard for what? For what? For nothing actually. We should ask this question. Are we working very hard for what actually? Ask this question. बहुत काम कर रहे हैं किसके लिए? For what am I doing this? We should strive to come to. We should think about this varnashrama. How many days we will do this? The children, whatever they're supposed to get, they'll get it. Whatever they're supposed to live, they'll receive that. Everything will be taken care. The only thing is, as we are when the relationship doesn't intensify more, then all of this will be kind of superficial. It's not for me. It's not. It's for somebody else. Somebody who's there in the blue moon, he'll come for them. This kind of process is for them, not for me. Mind will tell. I'm okay wherever I am. Sthane Siddhikata. We take Sthane Siddhikata in this way. Yes, Sthane Siddhikata, wherever I am, it's good for me. We never put that extra step. That is what Arjuna, Krishna is telling to Arjuna. Prabhupada is writing exactly that. Arjuna cannot avoid that. He should do it. Likewise, we cannot avoid practicing Krishna consciousness. We should do it. We should do it fully. When that state comes, then it becomes great. Hare Krishna. Is that okay, Amma?
Yes,
Hare.
Prabhuji. Yeah, definitely. As you said in the story, that person who's running, all the six anarthas, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, they would come automatically because they are already there. So, as you said, the service, if not given, if not done by given, by the service which is given, I could see a lot of pride automatically, which is already there, and with that pride, there is no relishment. There wouldn't be any relishment. That happiness wouldn't be. With illusion that pride is giving happiness, but it's not, because the next minute it'll go for sure anyway. So thank you, Prabhu, if it is given by the spiritual master, because they think in the background also. They know about the background on
Exactly.
what is the future, rather than temporary. Many will give service, but they don't know what the background is. On a temporary plane, they might give, um, which is good also, but is very temporary. It wouldn't, uh, as you said, the route of increasing the taste in Krishna consciousness or going forward. How would it help my Krishna consciousness in a longer term, not in a temporary way, not at
Exactly.
that minute. That's what.
Arjuna, at that moment, he wanted to come out of that state. For that, he doesn't want to fight.
Mm.
He's looking for a non-permanent solution. Duryodhana is also looking for a non-permanent solution, because he's looking for that thing which itself doesn't have an existence. But he's putting his entire life to that. That's what happens in this material world. We put our entire life to something which doesn't have any value. It doesn't have any substance. It's an illusion. One time Srila Prabhupada was been asked, how many windows are there in Empire State Building, New York City? Prabhupada says, doesn't matter. It's a temporary thing. Empire State Building is made with Bhumirabonalva, Khamano Buddha five elements of the law. It's temporary. It will stay and go. Then Prabhupada asked him a question, how many water drops are there in the mirage? The mirage, there is no water drops on it. How many water drops means confused. That means exactly that is what is happening. It's a temporary shade. What can we count? Does it have any value? 2000, before 2001, World Trade Center was there. Now after that, it's not there. The place is constructed as a monument. Now people go visit, it's like a monument place. There's no more to World Trade Center anymore. It was there before, in 99. It's not there in 2002. It's temporary. That means we put more focus and efforts to those temporary things, which is a problem. That is why when we hear continuously, we understand the gravity of that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Sheetal Mataji, please tell.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I need more clarification on karma, like whether, like as you mentioned, like extra work if you're doing, that comes under karma, or only the vasanas comes under karma. Can you please elaborate more on karma?
Kama means desire. Whatever we are hankering, those are all part of Kama only. Extra work which you said, that is also Kama. Extra dresses, extra saris, extra living, extra marital living, these are all Kama. These are all desires which came. So those are all part of karma only. Any desire in avoidance of, in presence, in absence of Krishna is karma. As simple as that. Any desire. It can be a lusty desire, it can be a desire to earn money, it can be a desire of something else, it can be a desire of so many other things, which is devoid of the presence of the Lord. It's called as karma. Now we can put in that statement so many things, but that is karma. That means how the karma has to be curbed, everything has to be used in the service of the Lord. That is prema. That means what are we doing? The desires are there. The desires, we are transforming the desires to prema. How is that prema coming? We are bringing Krishna to it. We are adding Krishna to it. We are adding the words of the spiritual master to it. We are adding the words of the acharyas to it. That is becoming prema, and we are developing relationship with those personalities. That is prema. That's not kama. Kama means having an expectation. Prema means giving without any expectation. Kama is to grab. Prema is to give. Kama is to get. Prema is to give. So those things are driven. It means kama is there continuous since, for example, when the child is in the mother's womb, mother immediately tells, "Oh, I want son." That's itself kama started. I want girl, kama. I want white girl, kama. That means anything which we deal in this world, they actually come through that. It's kama only. Anything which is devoid of the presence of the Lord, presence of Krishna, it's kama. We have a home. We want to have another home. Kama. It's a desire. Kama means not just a sensual pleasure. Kama means a desire. Desire of this material world. It's a material desire. I want to do that. I want to become that. It's kama. It's a desire. So those things do come. That means when the mind is engaged in this world, it will develop attachments to this world. Through that attachments, it develops desires. Because through that attachment, it wants that. Through that wanting, it develops that desire. Through the desire, for that desire, it will work. Work hard. Very hard. That's how working very, very hard. The sadhaka is kept in this world continues. You see ants, no, they work very hard. We have a new apartment where we're renting right next to our school. In that apartment, the ants are coming. Ants, they go into the hole and then wherever the crack is, they go into that crack. And this is the first time I'm experiencing. I might have seen ants before, but this is the first time. It's very interesting. The ants would go inside that, and whatever sand is there inside that crack, it will throw the sand out. The moment it throws sand out, it has space so that they could establish their colony inside that. That means every day when they're sweeping, they see this sand. In the evening, it's not there, but the time it is morning, it's there. That means what's happening? All night they're working. That means what is that? It's a desire. Desire of what? Desire to establish their single family home or a community of single family homes. It's a desire. They're working. It's karma. They're working for that. They want to establish for themselves. Now, what is the tenure of their life? Couple of days, hour time, might be 3 days. But you see how much amount of work they are doing? Humongous amount of work. How is that manifesting? They have a desire to do that. They want to have a home for them. Hare Krishna. That's how entire life we work for something. Let me do this. My 401k is only 500k. Let me increase my 401k 2 million. Because when it is 2 million, I'll retire at that time. After 2 million, you know what? I'll take a home in Florida, clear water near the beach, where I can see the water. I'll get a, single family home there and I'll retire. Every month I'll take some salary from that 401k. What a peaceful life. Desire. Through the desire only we are working. Please understand. So desire. The single desire is the point of everything. This is called as karma. This is how it will actually drive our entire lives. Making sense, Amma? Sheetalama?
Yeah, Prabhuji, I understand because earlier I used to like think that the vasana is the karma, and I didn't realize till now that if you're working overtime, and if you're working other thing else beside your actual duties which you have to do, comes under karma. Thank you so much,
Exactly.
Prabhuji.
Anything which you are doing, devoid of the presence of the Lord, everything is karma. Thank you. When we develop relationship, what happens is that relationship will pull us. No, this is not right. This is what happens when we continuously hear. No, this is not right. I shouldn't do this. Oh, this is karma. I shouldn't do this. I should do this. Oh, I can do this because this is authorized. I cannot do this because this is not authorized. That's why we check and balance and then move forward. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. I think I'll stop here. It's too late. Thank you all very much. If I caused any inconvenience through my karma, please excuse me. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna.